Gambling addiction isn't just a matter of wanting to be rich or being greedy or lacking willpower or being immoral. No, it's much more complicated than that. No one has ever chosen to become a gambling addict, but what they can choose is to relieve themselves of the gambling disorder by actually seeking professional treatment.
Anyone with an addiction, whatever the addiction is, not only do they affect themselves, they affect, on average, about 8 people around them. Family members, friends, work people. I'm a very strong advocate to try and get the families help as well if possible, because I know what they go through.
We've essentially created a program where every single person in the state of California who has a gambling disorder or is affected by someone else's gambling disorder can now receive help immediately.
Not surprisingly, when problem gamblers are seeking help, they don't have money, and so how do they pay for treatment? In California, we are so fortunate to have, through the Office of Problem Gambling, a program that administers funds to pay for treatment for problem gamblers and for their loved ones and their families.
There's so much shame and guilt attached with gambling, especially the devastation that a gambler will cause on their families and the people around them. Guilt is, I did something wrong. Shame is, I am something wrong.
We're dealing with a client that comes in that has so many problems. They're depressed, they're angry, they have no hope, they lost honor, they're ashamed, they feel guilt, and there's so much going in their mind, like a hamster spinning a wheel, you know, in their heads, and you could see that they're thinking and wondering and very scared. Once they start sitting in the classes and groups, they realize, wait a minute, wow, there's a lot of people here that have hurt a lot of other people, that have stolen a lot of things from other people, maybe wrote bad checks, and realized, wait a minute, you know, I'm not the only one.
We have several different organizations which work to raise awareness about gambling problems and also to promote responsible gaming, which is, you know, the effort to gamble in a healthier fashion and treat it as entertainment and not take it to excess. California Office of Problem Gambling issues contracts, whether they go out through bid or various other processes, to different organizations in California.
CalGETS, of course, is devised of several treatment components, starting with a problem gambling telephone intervention program, followed by an outpatient treatment network, followed by an intensive outpatient program, and lastly, a residential treatment program. Even more beyond that, there's what's called a clinical innovations program, housed at UCLA Gambling Studies program, where we try out new leading-edge treatment ideas for gambling disorders that we can then utilize in the statewide network.
People are different, and not everybody resonates with the same treatment. So some people find the most help within the 12 steps, some find it within the community, some find it in the kitchen. Some find it, you know, in the spiritual part of the program. Some find it with their therapists or just with the friendship relationships they make. So we offer a whole menu, hoping someone will find something with which they connect.
It wasn't really about the gambling. It was about the hole in my soul. I'd had therapy, I'd been in GA, so why was it different here? And I think the intensity of the program, the spiritual aspect, the groups, the many gambling-focused groups that they had, and the GA support. The GA programs here on the West Side are extremely supportive, and they put their arms around you and they welcome you. They give you a hard time. So for me, it was a combination. It was learning about the seriousness of this illness.
There's a great network where you can come and get trained on how to really provide the best practices and the best interventions for working with problem gamblers. So if you're a provider out there, we'd invite you to go to the Office of Problem Gambling website and look up the CalGETS program and consider adding this to the repertoire of things that you work with.